There's an old business adage that says business is not about what you make, it's about what you keep. And that's very true. So think about it this way, okay? You bring in revenue, $1 million in a year. That's pretty good. Yeah, that's pretty good, okay? What happens if you then spend $999,999 in that year?
Well, you better hope you're independently wealthy, I guess.
Right, okay? So we're talking here about profit.
Okay.
Okay? And profit is essentially the difference between what you make
and what you have to spend to make
and
it.
what you have to spend to make it.
Makes sense.
Okay? And profit is very important.
Yeah.
Because it's essentially a measure of how well are you doing. Okay? If you're spending everything that you're making,
right,
or if you're spending more than you're making, you're in trouble. Okay? And there's a wonderful quote from Scott Adams, the Dilbert guy. It says, "Remind people that profit is the difference between revenue and expense. This makes you look smart." And it seems like a very basic thing, right? It's like, well, you should bring in more money than you spend. It's common sense, but it really is, from a financial standpoint, it's important to be able to look at your business system and look at how much money you're bringing in and how much you're spending, and figuring out what the difference is. Okay? And, if a business fails to bring in more than it spends, it's not really a business. It's a project, it's a charity, it's something else. Businesses are distinct in that they're able to create this cycle of creating value, but do it in a self-sufficient way, in a self-sustaining way. And profit is what allows the business to keep doing what it's doing. And the higher the profit, the more of a chance that, regardless of what happens in the environment, the more of a buffer there is there, the more things that can happen while the business can keep doing what it's doing. So, if your profit margin, and we'll talk about how to calculate all this stuff in this section, if you're not making very much money every time you go through the process of serving a happy customer, and something changes in the environment, well, that's not very good for you, because that can sink your business.
You mean something changes in the environment, so you need money to change something in the system?
So, for example, let's say your business relies on delivery to your end customer via a truck.
Right, and then the gas goes up.
And then gas prices double, like they did, within the past decade or more. So if your margins or if your profit is already really small, before you ever get to that point, and all of a sudden gas prices double, well, you're probably pretty screwed. The higher your margins, the more profit you create, the more options you have to actually respond to.
You've got a little wiggle room.
Yeah, so profit is very important. The next couple models, we're going to talk about how to figure it out and how to think about profit in the context of what makes a business successful.